Hi, George here. Let's take a look at color swatches. Now I'm in, of course, advanced mode right here. And if we click on the color picker, left-hand side, it brings up the color picker, but this is only one way to find colors to use inside of your project. The other way is the color swatches. Let's close this down, click on cancel, and go up here to the window menu, and you find color swatches right here. Notice that there is no keyword shortcut for this. You'll have to find this in the window menu. And that brings up the color swatches dialog box right here. Simply choose a color. I'll choose this light green, and it places that light green as the foreground color over here on your color picker. If you want this as the background color, just swap your colors, click on your color again, comes in as the foreground color, and then swap your colors again, and it's now the background color. So pretty easy to make this foreground or background just by choosing a swatch. Now some basics in here about this. We have several different color options, Mac OS, photo filter colors. Let's take a look at that one. Here we go. These are the same colors that are used in the photo filter. Web hues, web safe hues, the web spectrum, the Windows colors, and I've added a custom one down here as color swatches. I'll talk about how to do that in just a bit. I'll put it back for the default at the moment. Now I can change the size of this. You can stretch the bottom out like that, or I can stretch it out sideways. If yours coming in like this or something, you can stretch it sideways and stretch up and down to get all of your colors showing. This little icon right there for little lines, this gives you access to a few things. Here's Color Swatches Help right here if you need to go to that. You can add a new swatch. I'll show you an easy way to do that in just a second. You do small thumbnails, there we go, or large thumbnails, or a small list, which gives you your thumbnail color and the name of that color, or a large list, same idea, just bigger. I'll go back to large thumbnail. That's the default. You can go to the preset manager, and this shows you colors that are set up as your presets for your swatches. You can adjust this if you want to, but I'm not going to bother with that right now. And down here, a whole section on loading and saving swatches. We'll take a look at this in just a little bit, but first let's show how to bring and add a new color in here. Let's say I wanted to do a new color. Go over here to the color picker, click on the foreground color. I'll choose something in here, kind of a nice blue, maybe kind of a sky blue, a bit bluer. Something like that, not full saturation, but that's a pretty nice sky color right there. Say I wanted to have this as a swatch, choose OK. That's now loaded as my foreground color. If I then come over here, and notice I have this blank space in here under all these swatches, you get that little paint bucket icon, click in there, give it a new name. I'll call it Skylight, choose OK, and it comes in as a new swatch. Now notice up here, there's an asterisk in front of default. That means that this has now been changed and it's no longer the default set. So if you want to keep this set, you'll have to save it. And that's where we get over here, Save Swatches. Two options, Save Swatches and Save Swatches for Exchange. The Exchange is a special format that allows you to share these swatches with other people. Now when you save the swatch, you can save it anywhere you want to on your computer. I'll click on Save Swatches. And I have this one saved. I'll put it here in my Projects folder. I'll just call it New. There you go, New Color Swatches, and it's an ACO. That's your standard save. Now, if we're saving this for the Exchange, it would say ACE instead of ACO. That's the only real visible difference on this. Choose Save, and this is now saved. Now, if I close down Photoshop and bring it back up again, I won't be seeing that in my list. That will disappear. You'll see it right here while I'm working, but when I close down and open up, this will go away. Let me just demonstrate that real fast for you here. Close this down. Then I'll close that and bring this back up real quick. So fast you won't even see it. Just go ahead and blink and it'll be opened again. Okay, we're opened again. Let's bring up the file one more time. It's our house picture right here. Go back up here to the color swatches. Notice that the asterisk is gone now, and we no longer have that showing down below. So if you save a swatch set over here, it's not going to be showing in this list. I'll show you how to put it in this list in just a moment. But first, I wanted to mention how to get my training for Photoshop Elements 2024. This is going live on March 29th, and it's brand new training. Every video in this training is brand new. And if you order before March 29th, you can get this at $10 off. So it's a great deal right now. I'll put a link for that in the description. I'll also put a video about this new training up there in the upper right-hand corner if you want to find out more about this. Okay, let's go back to those color swatches. Go up here to the little icon, click on Load Swatches. Go back to your same location where you saved it. There it is. There's your saved swatch set. Choose Load. And when you have that saved. Now notice that it comes in here with everything in that swatch set, which was all of our colors plus that additional one. If you want to replace everything with that one, instead of doing load, what you want to do is do replace swatches. I'll click on that one, choose the same set, choose load, and that replaces the default with this swatch set. So it's easy to save a custom swatch set. You just won't have it showing up here in this list right up here. Now say you wanted to have it up here and have it always available. And there are reasons why you may want to do that. And I'll show you one reason for that in just a moment, but let me show you how you can do this first. Now you need to have this then saved into your default Photoshop Elements preset location. And that's kind of hidden. Little trick here. I'll show you how that's done. Go back over here again, come down to Save Swatches, and right here, click up into the address bar and type in %appdata%, hit the Enter key, and this goes inside of the hidden roaming folder. You can't find this if you're searching on your computer. It's a hidden folder. Come down where it says Adobe, go in here, scroll down until you find Photoshop Elements. That's right here. Go into this. Choose your current version of Photoshop Elements. I'll choose the 2024, which I'm doing right here. Come down to Presets and come down here to Color Swatches right here. Bring this one up. And here is that presets location. If you save it here, it's going to show up in that list. Let's just demonstrate that. I'll change this so it says new again. So that's the name of our new swatch set. Choose Save. It's now saved into that preset folder. And for it to show up in that list, you'll need to close down and then reopen Photoshop Elements. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll close that down. So just take a second. Back up again. Go up here and let's go to Recent Files. There's the house picture once more. Put that back up here again. Go back, we'll take a look at our color swatches. And notice that it's now in this set. So if you have it saved to that hidden default presets folder, it will then show up in this list of presets. That's the way that you save a swatch set. Now it's very useful if you have a special swatch set maybe for a company you're working with, or you have a set of colors that you like a lot. You can go ahead and make your own set like we just showed here by pasting in new colors down here, build your own set. And you can then save that as a swatch set and have it show up in your list. If you want to make it a clean set, you can delete all of these. Simply click on one of these colors, hit the trash can up here, choose OK. It then deletes that swatch. It could take you a little bit of time to delete all of this stuff. Save the ones that you like. I'd save the primary stuff up here. Save all those things, delete all this stuff, and then put in your new custom swatches, and then just save it back out to your swatch set. Let's say you made a set that you want to share with somebody else. You can do that as well. Go up here and come down to Save Swatches for Exchange. The Exchange format works with not just Photoshop Elements, but it also works with other programs that will use the Exchange format, and a lot of programs do. Of course, Photoshop does. Of course, InDesign does. All of your standard Adobe programs will use the Exchange format, but other programs also will use the Exchange format, so it makes them very shareable. Click on Save Swatches for Exchange, and the only difference down here is it says ASE. It's an ASE file instead of an ASO file, and this is now the Exchange. So if we give it a new name up here, like that. This is back in my projects folder. She's saved, there we go. And I can now share that file with other people. Now where that comes in useful is that you can get swatch sets from other locations on the internet, and they're going to be in that ASE file format. Let me show you how to do that one. I'll bring up a web page, and we're here at Sherwin-Williams, just sherwinwilliams.com, little hyphen in there. And go up here to Services and Resources, go over here to Professional and Commercial Printing, and then down here to Professional Color Tools, click on that. And in here, they have downloadable color palettes right there. Click on this, and you can get different color palettes in different formats. For instance, they have one here, Excel spreadsheet, a PDF file, just visual stuff. JPEG library, this is all JPEG images. Keep on scrolling down. We have one over here for Photoshop. Now, Photoshop CS2 and later, these use that ASE file format, which we can also use in Photoshop Elements. I'll click on Order by Color Name. We'll bring this down. This is the Emerald Designer Edition. Click on this and then save this. I already have one copy down here already. I'll put something else, just a different name here. I'll just name it Adobe so you know what that is. Choose Save, and that's now saved down as an Adobe ASE file. Let's go back over to Photoshop Elements. Right here, go back into Load Swatches. We're in Projects. I want to be looking at the ASE file format here, the Swatch Exchange format. And I want the one that we just did. That's the Adobe right there. Choose Load, and it adds those into the existing color panel. Or if I want to do that differently, I can exchange that and instead of doing Load, use Replace. Now we have our color swatches in here. These, of course, are kind of muted because these are house colors, and they tend to be muted colors in most cases. If you want to have this show up in your list here, go over here and save swatches. We'll go back to that default folder again. And once again, that's %app_data, %. Back in here, back into Adobe, back down to Photoshop Elements, which is right there. Find your version. We're in version 2024 right now. Go into Presets, into Color Swatches, and then save it right here. And this one is Sherman-Williams. And choose Save. There it is. And this is now going to show down here because we saved it into that special hidden folder for the presets. It will now always be available here in our drop-down list. And then I'll go back to the default set. Just choose this, choose default, and we're back to our default color set. If you want more information about working with color swatches and about working with color in general inside Photoshop Elements, then the best place to go for that is with my new Photoshop Elements Coach. It's kind of like a help file on steroids. You type in a question and it will then give you a list of articles. It works with all versions of Photoshop Elements, not just the new versions, but all versions. It does include information for the newest version, and I'm keeping it updated. I'm adding in new articles into this every single month, and it's the best way if you're using video training like I have here on YouTube, and you want to go back and get a bit more information on something. It's the best place to go for that. I'll put a link for that right down there in the description. Also, don't forget to click on that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I'll see you next time.